All right, so for all of you out there who are not aware of the news, you should be aware of the news, the unfortunate news that has came to the internet of the untimely passing of Kevin Samuels at the age of 56. Now, needless to say, I'm not going to state really my relation to him. I mean, I was an acquaintance of him. He's shouted me out in several videos, and I do appreciate that. I mean, game recognizes game for starters, and two, anyone who, and this is for someone who is definitely into rock more than a lot of brothers out there, but anyone who is a Tool fan is definitely a friend of mine. So, needless to say, between that and the videos I've made of Kevin Samuels in defense of him, parodies and good nature, needless to say, our hearts go out to his family, his friends, his colleagues, particularly the colleagues who were closer to him than even I was. So, what do I get from the last 8 hours of Kevin Samuels' passing, particularly the reactions? Now, a lot of the men, they've been respectful. I gotta give them a shout out. All of the dudes a shout out, particularly on the manosphere space, even though I'm not really a part of it. But as I said, I do see myself as, how should I say this, as a person who agrees with what plenty of people say most of the time. So you can call me an acquaintance, an ally, a supporter, whenever they aren't on the goofy crap of, man, women, man, these women, oh shit. And look, save the crap. Because throughout the past was going to be 3 years, Kevin Samuels showed guys on how to do it, how to get the work done, how to get your point across about any grievances you have with the opposite gender, right? And if these guys really want to honor Kevin Samuels' legacy, right? Because obviously what he has contributed does deserve some sort of merit, some sort of reverence, and some sort of posthumous honor. So if that is the goal, to basically honor his life, well, take the tactics that he's used. And the tactics include not going at these broads, these daggles, strags, these uncooperative females in a way that's basically going to make you look like the bad guy. See, a lot of the females who called in Kevin Samuels' show, on the surface, they were looking for advice. Now, did a lot of them take it? That's up to me. Well, I highly doubt it. I'm just going to say that. But nonetheless, there are some who took the advice and became better for it. Whether it was just better as individuals at the very least, or at the very most, they found their Prince Charming. They found their king. They found their king. Now they're a queen, and they can raise a community. All that happy horse crap, right? All right, cool. And you have some of these slicker daggles, slicker strags who are like, oh, I'm a fleece me, a beta male provider. All I need to do is just be thin, trim, and feminine. Oh, I can do that for several years as long as I can pretend and to moan whenever he does a little this. He whips out his little wiener and does a little this. Okay, I can rash it in. Okay, I can rash it. Anyway, but for the most part, men have been good. The women, however, now there are those who have given him his proper due, like Eric Williams, shout out to her. But some of these women, needless to say, they're pulling the same stunt as when Kobe Bryant died. To which takes me to the second part of this message. For a lot of you guys out there who are thinking that you're going to single-handedly, through your force or your swag or whatever, you're thinking you're going to change uncooperative females? You better think again. I don't know what it is with the average brother out there who is obsessed with taming the Shaniqua, right? The scrackle daggle, right? The strag, right? You don't want to go after these cooperative sisters out there who are doing the thing. You don't want to go after let's just say it, an Erica Williams who may be a bit, yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that. You want to go for the females who saints include Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, what is it? Nicki Minaj. You think I would remember her name getting the video, right? This video, right? But those are her saints. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. So instead of trying to plead with these broads, trying to explain to these broads, and trying to get on their level, as if you need to get on their level, you need to ignore them. If there's anything that Kevin Samuels should teach you from an observer's perspective, you need to pay these broads no mind. At least the ones who are uncooperative, who are unwilling to take any sort of advice from Kevin Samuels whatsoever. And I'm counting those who are just pretending to, and they're like, "Oh, do it," and then you see them 3 months later, only 3 pounds down, or only 3 decibels down, or only just, you get the picture, right? I mean, I'm not going to jokingly credit the Strag or the Daggle and their chicanery over KS's early demise, but according to the reports, and it's amazing how the cause of death has already been released, but that's a whole nother subject for another day, and that might lead into a whole nother rabbit trail that no one might not be ready to go down or discuss. And actually, speaking of rabbit holes, shout out R.I.P. David Carroll too. I mean, it's a doozy on what we've seen throughout the past few months. Nonetheless, Kevin Samuels, right? His interactions with women, and I'll be honest, I've been watching less as time goes on. So maybe the callers that he has received are more cooperative. They're becoming more feminine, I dare say. But nonetheless, look, from an observatory standpoint, right? From what he was doing, he could have done this until he was 96. Because the amount of uncooperative females, and this isn't all the women out there, but there are enough being put on the market every single day, and staying on the market, quite frankly, to the point where he was just printing money. And that's no shot towards him. I mean, others have tried and failed. Others have tried and been deemed as non-select. Others have tried and have raged. Others have tried and have simped and tricked on these same women that they talk about. But Kevin Samuels was the one who was the closest to figuring out how to harness the source of straggle and daggle energy. Strag and daggle energy, akin to fusion energy, at least monetarily. And that right there, along with in tandem with his business acumen, should give him recognition alone. Now, as far as what he was trying to achieve, was he trying to achieve the revitalization of the black family and the black community and that? Well, that, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole and the heart attack. Let's not go here. But nonetheless, yeah, he deserves props. And that should go without saying. But more importantly, the amount of new chicanery that Kevin Samuels dealt with on a daily basis should tell brothers something. That the community's done, it's finished, it is not going anywhere, at least not going anywhere forward. At best, it may stay stagnant, but we all know that, how stagnant can a train box of charcoal and coal remain, right? It's going to go down like this, right? We all know that, right? But nonetheless, this should tell you guys that there is no community. Your women are not yours. And that's why you need to practice the wall of indifference. The wall of indifference of not caring. Because guess what? If they would have cared about you, they would have... There wouldn't have been a need of a Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels could have just stuck with being an image consultant, a fashion consultant for men by men, and just would have made his money right there. But, oh, and speaking of which, yeah, a lot of the guys who are giving their respects to Kevin Samuels, even those who were detractors and stated that he was slimy and grimy when it came to business, yes, kudos for you guys for acting in a mature manner now. But these are the same guys who were complaining and having menopauses because he wasn't this. He didn't have this. He didn't have that flag. He did not have that flag. He wasn't slapping the bronze and telling them off like, you need change. Well, change. You better get down. You better go gym. You better let the man cheat. I'll give her a pam, man. I flag, man. Yeah, no, that's how you do. I'm getting milk through serious, man. Nonetheless, for the rest of you guys out there, if you want to honor his memory, I get it. He was all about the black family. But I know enough of Kevin Samuels to realize that leaving the community and going out, in his eyes and his opinion, was a viable option. And not to say that he died from the stresses of dealing with the Strag and Daggle, because that would be giving them too much credit. But this should be a lesson for everyone to enjoy your life while you can, and to get rid of as many stresses and stressors as reasonably and feasibly possible. Everyone else out there, R.I.P. R.I.P. to the Godfather. I mean, can I not say Godfather at least this one time? I know, why is no dude calling no dude Godfather? Oh, let's just make an exception towards today, okay, fellas? R.I.P. to the Godfather, all right?